Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Bit late bringing you this video. I got busy doing other things, but it's actually a friend of mine on Facebook, Brandon Mosley, got in touch and said, can you send me some pictures of your 2018 bust? And I did that, and also thought to myself, well, I might as well do the video now as well. So better late than never. Here is the video on the finished 2018 Michael Myers life-size bust. Now, I want to do this video and I want to include a screen grab of the bust that I used to make this, and I know a lot of you out there will have trouble finding a bust like this. I certainly did. I got very lucky with a local shop that's just down the road, about 2 minutes down the road. Unfortunately, they've been telling me since I moved here about, what was it, 2-3 years ago now, they've been telling me that they're going to be closing down soon, and it really sucks because it's a great little shop. It's like a mum and pop kind of store, family owned, real nice couple in there. It's a mum and a daughter, and they're really cool. They actually sell Michael Myers coveralls in there, and I never knew. All this time, last time I went in there, we just got talking about why I wanted this bust and what I was going to be doing with it, and they ended up, you know, once I mentioned Michael Myers, they're like, oh, we sell his coveralls. I was like, what? And they showed me. They suck. They really are awful. But it was just cool to know that just down the road from me there is a place that actually sells Michael Myers coveralls. So I'll include a picture now. And that's the bust that I used. It's actually a Elvis Presley kind of animatronic, singing, moving, blinking. The mouth moves. I mean, it really is a cool little Elvis Presley bust. However, I had to dismantle it quite intensely to turn this, well, to make it what you see now. All of the underneath of this bust has like a plastic kind of, you have to unscrew it. It's because inside you got all the circuits and mechanisms that make this thing move, and it would have been actually quite cool if I could have, I mean, it was broken, so it wouldn't have moved anyway, unless I, you know, was really good at that kind of thing and could make it work again. But thinking about it now, it would have been kind of cool. It wouldn't have been so cool if he had to start singing Elvis Presley songs, but this bust, at one point when it was an Elvis Presley bust, the head did turn left and right, and the mouth moved, and it did blink. So if I could have kept at least one function where the head could turn and move, that would have been amazing. But it's fine. I just wanted a really good bust, and I wanted a bust more than anything that had shoulders and a bit of the arm, you know, this shape, basically just the top half of a body. Because a lot of busts you find is basically just the head and a bit of a neck. Maybe you get a little bit of the chest, but it kind of cuts off here, like there, and you won't get the arms coming down. And I think a lot of people will want this. I mean, it does take up a bit more space. There's more width required display-wise, but it's really cool to be able to have this much of a bust, like the whole top half of his body there. So that is the only bust I've ever been able to find that you can actually get this much of a look with, and it is that Elvis Presley bust. I had a look on eBay, and they seem to go for anything from like $60, you know, if it's broken, or quite a lot more if it is in working order. So that is a bit of a pain in the butt about it. If you do manage to track down the Elvis Presley bust to make one of these with, it might cost you a fair bit of money. I got mine for like £20 because it was broken, and at the time, you know, they knew they were going to be closing down at some point, so they were just kind of keen to get rid of stuff. So they're really cool in there. So I got to pop in tomorrow. They're closed on Sundays and Mondays. Tomorrow's Tuesday, so I want to get in there before they do actually shut down, because that is actually really happening now. It's a damn shame. But I'm going to go in there and see if I can grab at least one more bust. I don't think I'll be able to get another one shaped like this, but I will be able to get one, hopefully, that's more like this one over here, which I got from there. And I just spray painted it black, just because this is going to be for the 1978 Trick or Treat Studios mask that I'm actually getting reworked at the moment. And I just cut out that John Carpenter's Halloween from a DVD slipcover, I think. So there you go. It was all skin tone. It had painted eyes and lips and all that stuff, but I just wanted it to be completely black. Oh damn it, my thingy's come off. That's not good. I have to glue that again. Anyway, so yeah, so obviously a life-size mannequin is an amazing way to go. and it's very impressive, and I am very tempted because I could possibly end up with another version of one of these 2018 masks. Now this one was it's Trick or Treat Studios mask, but it was reworked, as you know if you're familiar with the channel, by Mike in Germany. And I have got one more of these in the works from a different artist in the UK, so they're going to be kind of completely different looks. Well, obviously not completely different looks because they're both masks are going to be based on the Myers from the 2018 film, but both artists have a kind of different take on the color scheme and stuff like that, the hair and all that kind of thing. So this one will probably stay like this forever now, and then eventually I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it, but it would be cool to have a life-size 2018 complete, figure as well, just like this 1978 one here. So let me just move around this guy a little bit and let you get a good look at him. These coveralls are the new edition. I was just using kind of generic blue coveralls, but these are the Trick or Treat Studios 2018 replica adult size coveralls, and they are a movie accurate color, that kind of charcoal gray with a hint of blue in them. And the material's really good. If you've seen the video where I actually wear the coveralls and the mask, you can see that, the coveralls are great. They're not as high quality, not as thick, or as not as good as the real deal. The real ones are called Work Right. I think that's just the name of the company. There are some things you'll have to do. If you get the real ones, there's a few labels kind of stitched on here that you have to kind of unstitch and remove, and I think there's some on this side as well. So, but obviously you can't beat the real thing. But when I look on eBay and try and find a pair of Work Right coveralls for the 2018 look, they are quite expensive whenever I do find them, and I just can't really settle on a pair because they're all, the ones that I do find, they're all second-hand and they're quite worn. And obviously there was weathering and a bit of damage here and there on the 2018 coveralls in the movie, but they don't look that messed up in the film. Obviously as the film goes on, he gets shot and stuff, so but anyway, the Trick or Treat Studios coveralls are really good for a bust. They're perfectly adequate for that kind of thing, or this kind of thing. So there you go. Just awesome. It's so cool that Trick or Treat Studios just actually made this mask from the actual molds from the movie, because you can see it's absolutely dead on. Great job on the paint by Mike, and he did a great job with the hair. Apparently this is just the stock hair from the original mask, but he just worked it and just made it look great. And when I get the next one done for 2018 Myers, that's just going to have all new hair and just an amazing paint job as well. So it's going to be nice to have two slightly different versions. So I do love the 2018 look. But yeah, sorry I'm a bit late bringing you this video, guys. Let me get you a little side profile here. And this side. The thing I really like about what Mike did with this mask is, and I think it was because I probably mentioned it to him when we were talking about it in the early stages, I really love the way the mask looks in the scene when he first gets it back in the daylight, and he slams the boot of the car shut and you see him from the front, and it's still quite white in places. Now this mask is still quite white, and I think the one that I'm going to be getting from the artist in the UK, who I will name once once the ball starts rolling with that. I don't want him to get inundated with messages. I know he's busy, and once the time comes, you're going to see that and you're going to be hearing about who did it. But his take on it is going to be slightly different to this one, but that's what makes it so appealing to me. I like the idea of having this one, because it does look different in the movie depending on what scene it is. Even the color, sometimes it looks more kind of like a yellowish white at times, and like that scene outdoors, it looks still quite white. So looks great from the back too. Look at the hair, awesome. So yeah, the 2018 Trick or Treat Studios mask is fantastic once it gets reworked, and the 2018 coveralls by Trick or Treat Studios are fantastic as well. So I do highly recommend the full package. And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Always good to hear from you, especially the Myers crew. we may not be getting a Halloween movie this year, but we know now that we are getting one the following year and then the year after that as well, with Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. And the casting calls they're doing, looking for people with cars from the late 60s and early 70s, would definitely hint at the little dream that I had, well, as in something I'd really like to see in one of the following movies, with a decent flashback to 1978 so we could see Myers in his original form again, which is going to be easy enough to do with CGI. I mean, think of all the things they can do in movies these days. It's not going to be that hard to recreate the Michael Myers from 1978. Show us him doing his thing, you know. That's going to be amazing. I hope that's what the calls for folks with cars from that period is about. I hope that we do get some good flashback scenes, or just one nice long scene. I don't know how it's going to go, but that's the cool thing about it. But now we get to speculate. There's a whole lot of channels out there bringing you constant updates every time another little bit of news comes out. You got the folks that We Watched a Movie, Dave McRae and Jimmy Champagne, and all the main dudes pumping out those videos, which I always do check out and enjoy. I'd love to do that kind of stuff myself, but between all the figures the videos I do on the figure stuff, I just don't really have the time to do those kind of videos as well. But every now and then, if something really significant comes up to do with the Michael Myers upcoming movies, then you never know, I may bust out a little video and just talk about that stuff with you guys. But like I said, we don't have a Michael Myers movie or Halloween movie coming this year, but we do have the next It movie, Chapter 2. That's out in a couple of days. And October 4th, we have the new Joker film, which is apparently, from those early reviews at the Venice Film Festival or something like that, and another one somewhere else. Apparently, the film has been getting like 10-minute long standing ovations at the end and stuff. So, I mean, the very first thing I ever heard about the new Joker movie starring Joaquin Phoenix, directed by Todd Phillips, was that it was heavily inspired by Taxi Driver, which, Taxi Driver is one of my favorite films of all time, top 3, and I just can't wait to see this film. I really can't. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix is an amazing actor, probably one of the very best around today, and has been for quite some time. Still need to watch that film, The Master. Any time I see a clip of that film, I think, God, I need to watch that. Just haven't got around to it yet. There's still quite a few Joaquin Phoenix films I haven't seen yet, but I have seen about half of his stuff. But yeah, he's always been present, really. I mean, I saw him in To Die For with Nicole Kidman back when I was a teenager, and he was a very young actor then as well, so kind of grown up watching him. And then he got his kind of big break, I guess, in Gladiator, and I've seen him in Her, and lots of films. He's been a busy lad. Oh, I remember seeing what's the name of the film? The one where he literally stayed in character for a very long time and pretended that he was quitting his acting career to become a rapper. What was it called again? I'm Not There, or something like that. I forget. I get mixed up between that one and the other title for that film he was in called You Were Never Really Here, or something like that, which I still need to watch. I have seen the first 10 minutes, but something came up and I had to put the film off for a little while. But anyway, just very much looking forward to seeing the new Joker movie, and can't come soon enough. Really have a good feeling about it. I mean, the trailer, both the trailers give me very strong Taxi Driver vibes, even down to the way things are shot, certain scenes, the color grading in the movie, or whatever you call that, but it reeks of Taxi Driver, and that is a very good thing. I never thought we'd see the day when we get because Taxi Driver is a serious character study of someone's descent into madness, basically. So what better inspiration for an origin story for the Joker? Wow. And if you haven't seen Taxi Driver, guys, I know there's a lot of young people who watch my channel. Probably you don't watch many films from the 70s, but I really, if you value my opinion on anything, try and check out Taxi Driver before you watch the Joker movie. It will be probably quite beneficial. I don't think it would ruin anything about the Joker movie, but I think it's good to get a sense of where the inspiration for this take on the Joker has come from. And Taxi Driver is just a beast of a movie, man. It requires multiple views, but at least check it out the once. You got to see it once. Also, The King of Comedy, both films directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro. So Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, highly recommend watching both those films before you see the Joker on October 4th. But anyway, back to Mikey here. He looks amazing, and I'm so proud of it, so happy it's done. Let me know your thoughts, what you think of it in the comments section. Always good to hear from you, especially the Mikey fans out there. And that'll be it for me for now. I'll be back with you soon with an amazing little statue from the movie The Howling. And that was all thanks to someone on YouTube who will shout out once I get that piece. Really came through for me, man. I've had a lot of people in the community all over the world, man, just helping me out and get my hands on things that I wouldn't really be able to get my hands on otherwise, especially when it came to the Howling statue. You know, obviously, I think it's PSC or one of the, yeah, it's a company. I'll let you know about that. I forget the name, but PCI or PSC statues or collectibles or something. But they made a 7-inch version of the huge quarter scale Howling werewolf statue. Couldn't quite afford or find any space for the big quarter scale version of the statue, but I have got the 7-inch version on the way. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, check me out on Instagram and Facebook at DKnight333. You can click the link under the video and become a patron for $1 a month if you want. Helps out the channel, helps me survive because I'm doing the channel full time now. It's not easy to survive when you're doing this. It's a very niche, you know, corner of the whole YouTube game that I'm working in here. Even a popular video for me only gets about a couple of thousand views, which is, I think you get basically, what was it now? £1 every 1,000 views? It may not even be that much, but it basically works out to £1 every 1,000 views you get on a video. So, you know, for me, a video is doing well when it gets to about 3,000 views. That's like, oh, wow, you know, people seem to like my video. But 3,000 views is £3. And £3 doesn't get you very far these days. So, yeah, the Patreon thing's just there to try and help me survive and do the thing that I love full time, because I'm sick of working in jobs I hate and having no energy left to do the thing that I love. So that is literally something I'm not really prepared to do anymore. I'm not getting any younger, and I'm sick of being miserable. And I found the thing that I love to do, and I want to do it more often and try and do it more professionally and just bring you guys more content on a regular basis. But in order to do that, I got to go full time with it, and that's why Patreon is there. So just for $1 a month, folks, if you enjoy the content, please consider joining up, because it will just help the channel keep rolling. And you get your name on the end of the video, like the movie credits at the end of a film. It ain't much, but I know it's a nice little feeling for some of you guys out there. Plus, you know, if you're on Patreon, then you can feel free to let me know if there's a specific kind of video you want to see. And obviously, I will do that for you. So just get in touch. Anyway, links under the video. Click it. Take it to my Patreon page. Join up. Become one of the Night Vision army. All right, that's enough out of me, guys. I'll see you real soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.